Hey, welcome to my channel. I wanted to share something today. I've known it for a while. When I went to school for my business degree, there was a class in there talking about how businesses do not have to tell you about the competition. They had to be honest and can't tell you anything that's going to hurt you or sell your product where you can get hurt. But they do not have to tell you how that product would be cheaper somewhere or how you bundle it. And I was working at a cable company when they first did that. And back in the day, you could pay $225 if you had everything. You know, a couple boxes, internet modems, service protection, and then Netflix started coming out. They started coming out with smart TVs. So eventually it knocked everybody down with cable, just getting internet. Well, now the prices are going back up so much, you still have to shop around, because if you start getting internet and then you get apps and a cell phone, well, your bills are probably higher than it used to be back in the day when you had a home phone. But one thing, you know, I had to finally upgrade, I guess, because the cable, I seen some guys, they call it Carolina Connect. And just a side note, I'll tell you what happened today. I called, and I'm not a customer yet, but I called and I talked to technical support. Well, you think technical support would know how to service the internet. You know, they do a lot of calls. So she told me pretty much they want to give you 90% of your speed you're paying for. And I said, well, what devices y'all test on? You know, because I have a laptop. But now back to what I'm kind of talking about. Through BreezeLine, they used to be Atlantic Broadband, but they're BreezeLine now, where I live. And what they did, they gave me an offer, and I didn't know this, but every 6 months, since I've been with them so long, you can get a customer courtesy discount. And it could be $20 to $50 a month, I guess, or either that 6 months. They didn't really tell you. But nobody told me they were charging $17 for my package just for the internet when I got it. So now that's not on there anymore. They don't build those packages. You know, but if you have a package, usually your bill will be the same, but they'll grandfather you in at the price, and you just always have to keep up with it. But I had no idea about this courtesy discount. But the new service is offering $350 through fiber. My cable company, I've been paying like $94 for about, it's upgraded. It's about 220 meg. So it's decent for what I do with it. But my laptop is wireless connected. It doesn't connect by an Ethernet cable. So I got to take my son to a doctor's appointment in Augusta, so I'm gonna run by Best Buy and see if I can get the device that plugs into USB and connect it hardwired and see if I can get the high speed. Now my cell phone is kind of new. I've had it about 16 months, and I did a internet connect on it through Wi-Fi, and I was getting 485 megabytes because I just upgraded to 500 megabytes. But my laptop's still not getting the speed, and everything in the house is wireless. Nothing's wired. So I'm thinking about wiring my laptop to see if I can get the higher speed. And we're still having trouble with, well, it's an app. So the internet speed, but then Peacock is buffering. And I said, is any other channels buffering? She said, no, it's just Peacock. So I don't know why. I had to figure that out. But see, they don't tell you that when you upgrade to the higher speed of the 500 megs, that's only going to work wired. It's not going to work wireless at that speed, not my little modem I have. And I don't know if it will, but the technician at the Carolina Connect was telling me you could get 90%, but she wasn't sure what devices they tested on, because it shows what speed on their end, but you know, the customer, they can't tell what the customer speed is running. They can just tell if it's on or something. So it's very frustrating when you have to research all these little details. And I can just imagine when you get old and having to try to figure out Medicare. And these people call you, you don't know if they're scams, and they keep calling you about, there's a new part A and B, and you can do this. And I get these calls all the time, and I tell them, I don't have part A and B, so I can't get D and C or whatever. And they hang up on you, and they call me all day long. But yeah, man, just have to do your due diligence when you're dealing with things. Read reviews. At least there's a lot of information at our disposal now with Google than there used to be. But it's still aggravating when you want something and you spend so much time trying to figure out if it's the best deal. You save $10 that it probably cost you $200 just to wasting your time just to figure all this stuff out. But if you don't do it, you end up costing you thousands of dollars. Because if it's true, I get $20 a month. That's not bad, but I'm paying like $93, and they said, well, we'll give you a new package. So I went from $250. Now this is with the cable company. 250 speed to 500 megs. And then if I do auto pay, they give me $10 off that. So it's going to end up being $39 a month for 6 months. Then it goes up to $109, $10 off, $99, and then I get the $20 off. So it's like $79. So it's going to end up being about $79 versus $93. So I end up saving $14 a month, something like that, for twice the internet speed that I can't get on anything except my cell phone. So I was like, I saved $14 by just, in the long term, by getting the bigger internet speed, but it's only saved me $14 after 6 months. Now this new plan would be 350 megabytes, which I'm pretty much getting now through the Wi-Fi, about 260, 220. So it's real close to that for $50 a month. But I don't know too much about their service. You call the telephone, and they're not with it like cable, so they're probably not trained as well, but they're local. But it's kind of weird because my power company paid for all the infrastructure to have it installed. So it's all brand new. The trees fall on it, whatever, it might break it. So are they going to be able to keep it up? Cable is pretty much a standard. So, eventually the cable company, they're pushing up north, they're pushing fiber. Eventually it's going to go to fiber anyway. Just the price is going to be a lot higher, but Carolina Connect seems like a good deal, but I don't know if I want to switch because customer service is different. Just like I've had State Farm for years, and everybody always talks about Progressive and Flo. How you doing, Flo? She ever watches this. But, Geico, and you got all these different insurance, and without liability, without not commercial, but comprehensive. So I've been with State Farm, and because I've been with them so long, they give me a discount. It's not the cheapest, but if I have a claim, most of the time, they're pretty good. They come in there and try to say you got pre-existing damage and all that, but still, most of the time they've been good. I've had them like 20-something years, and I'm grandfathered where I could have 2 or 3 wrecks. I don't want to do that and still have my insurance when they might not let anybody else do that. I would be guaranteed to have insurance. I don't know if that means anything, but they said, well, you're guaranteed not to lose your insurance if something happens. When somebody else could have one wreck or violation and they just drop them because they feel like it. So yeah, I guess that means something. So sometimes these little cheaper things seem like a good deal, but quality is always better than cheapest. That comes to toilet paper. I like Scott's, 1,000 sheets per roll. That's good toilet paper. You don't want no fluffy, soft, thin paper. You know what I mean? Comes everything. Quality over cheapness is always better any day. So I hope if you can afford the quality and the cheapest, is not hanging in there, I'd go with quality. But some things over time improve, like Kia used to be a kind of low quality car. You could get two of them for like $6,000 or $8,000 when they come out. Well, now they're real high and they have a luxury brand, so their quality's really come up. But used to they'd let anybody buy one, and they always had the most wrecks, the most stealing. But now the prices are kind of high. So eventually those low quality guys, if they do good, they can come up. Like Straight Talk was kind of low quality, now they're better. So you never know. One of the cheap guys starting out could end up turning into a good resource. And I'll keep my eye on this Carolina Connect, because 350 megabytes for $50 versus $500 for $79 eventually. We'll see. It could be a good deal. It's by my power company, and my power company is Aiken Electric, and they're a small little power company, but they paid a lot for 350 miles of power lines. All their power lines now have fiber running along their power lines, so they didn't have to pay a fee to run those poles, I guess, and they installed it all themselves, and they're going to let Carolina Connect managing it. So, Carolina Connect didn't even have to pay to install all this stuff. They just got to manage it, maybe send their technicians out that's dealing with fiber. So those guys be making a good penny to keep all this up and running. Breeze Line might eventually do the same thing. We'll see. Everything wants to be high-speed internet, especially in rural areas. So I'm surprised I even got cable where I live. But I'm happy. But, cheap sometimes is not better. But we'll see. We'll see. You always regret it. Sometimes you don't regret it once the quality improves. But that's just what I wanted to kind of spark it on my mind today. Went to the highway department trying to get a book for a CDL. They're out of books. They don't know when they're going to get any more books. And then 2025, you have to get a real ID. And it's almost like getting an ID to begin with. So we'll see about that. Got to have like a power bill and 2 forms of ID. It's crazy. And it's due like 2025, and my license expires then, so I'll just have to upgrade then. The last minute. But yeah, hope y'all doing good. Finding some good cheap values. It's not bad. I've had generic food and all that. Seemed okay, but I don't want cheap stuff that's going to be unhappy with it. I'd rather get a used brand I trust than a cheap brand new that's going to fall apart. I always think about toilet paper. Cheap versus good quality. But yeah, we'll talk to y'all later. I just wanted to share that. Y'all have a good one.